Hey everyone, how's it going? Uh, I'm back again. I'm doing a lot better on staying on streaming. I haven't really. I tend to hit like lulls of streaming where it's like, I feel like streaming, and then like an entire month go by. It's like, nah, I'm good. I don't wanna. I'm trying to do it every like Thursday and Friday. I think I can at least do like twice a week. I feel like I just often don't have shit to say, so I'm just not that interesting of a person. I'd much prefer just to be silent. But I feel I need to body double in some way to kind of help myself work through the stuff that I'm working on. So I'm doing a bit of streaming. Also, I think my audio is a touch loud. 1 second. There we go. Turn the music down just a little bit. So, at the moment, what I'm going to be doing, I was hinting at it when I was ending the stream last time, but basically what I need to start working on is I need to start working on the corrective keys and some basic weight painting stuff on my character, because, what's it now? There's some deformation issues that I think will come up when it comes to animating. Let's see here now. I currently have, at the moment, some animation put in place to kind of show you what's happening. So when the character... Hey, how's it going? Hey, Beard Pills. Also, I just realized, I think I have some control bones in my... There's some control bones inside of my deformation rig. Not my deformation, my deformation bone collection. 1 second. Yeah, so those need to be removed. Get them out of here. But yeah, showing off my process is has twofold benefits. One, I get to show it off, and two, I'm basically body doubling, which, you know, gives me an audience to interact with, as well as it lets me kind of change focus just a little bit. What am I grabbing here? What is that? 1 second, let me turn on. Where is it? Text info, that's what it is. Tweak jaw. Okay. That does not need to belong in the deformation system. Is there anything else? I think everything's good. I don't think there's any other deformation bones. Okay, good. So, now to kind of show off exactly what's going on and some of the problems that are going to arise from it. Some of them, actually, I noticed this last time, or last night off stream. Let's see here. The rig, the armature modifiers for the clothing that I had, I don't have the vest on right now just to show it, but what happened is I had preserve volume turned on. If you're making this to export and use outside of Blender, you can't do that. Preserve volume is internal to Blender only and does not export. It's not something that can be done. So I had this enabled for a lot of the rig, actually, for a lot of these objects inside the rig, and obviously, since it doesn't export, which is kind of the whole point of why I'm making this character, is to create a sort of tutorial demonstration, that needs to be, you know, addressed. And because I did that, it messed with some of the corrective. All right, so the workaround, I'm gonna get to that in a second. The workaround is, so since I turned off preserved volumes, what happened is it messed with my stuff, my corrective shape keys. So to demonstrate this, I actually did a little bit of work on the right side over here. His right, not mine. the left side for you guys. On the left side, we have something called corrective keyframes. So what happens is, as the character moves his body, we are also adjusting the vertices as it moves. So we can see on this side, as he moves his arm up, whoop, I just noticed there's a little bit of that in there, but that's forgivable for a couple of reasons that I'll get into. So as he moves his arm up, the shirt vertex sort of adjusts as it goes. And I can turn these off real quick just to kind of give you an idea of what happens when they're not there. You can see it sort of shifts into his body. Then it comes out, it lifts up, and then it... do I have masking I do have the mask turned off. Actually, let me turn that back on. There we go. Now you can see. Now you can kind of see better. So yeah, the part of his shoulder pad is kind of bunched in there, and then when it lifts up, it kind of clips through again. But when we turn that back on, there we go. You can lift the arms, and then you can see it no longer clips through, except for some minor instances, which again, I'm going to consider forgivable, because what we're going to be doing when we're actually finalizing it is we're going to be turning on this mask, and then that's no longer going to be there. So the clipping kind of just disappears because now there's no longer a mesh underneath it. Yeah, sure. I just realized I don't have my... What's it now? I don't... Wait, do I have it? I'm not sure if I have my text box enabled. I think it does. 1 second. Oh, fuck. I'm not signed into my Twitch on my Streamlabs. God. 1 second. Let me double check on this. Test. Yeah, I have text box enabled. I've had it disabled for the longest time, mainly because I've been stealing the footage of my stream to use later in the video, but I don't think this part I'm really going to steal, just because I'll probably just do it later in a more refined setting. But yeah, that's the demonstration here of what we do instead of using preserved volumes. We basically have to go back and we have to create these what's it now? We have to create these corrective keyframes. Actually, I think I have them. Okay, yeah. So when they're disabled, we have this clipping issue that we do not want. It will look bad. And so that's the idea. We're gonna make corrective shape keys, and I have all of these sort of parts of the body kind of deforming to kind of show what they look like in their various orientations. So we have we have the X, Y, and Z coordinates that we're going to have to address. What the fuck just happened on my Streamlabs? What the? Okay, we're good. I looked over on my left and everything just sort of turned blank. So, I suppose we'll just work with the arms first. I do have the legs animated, and I was working a little bit on the weighting of them, because you want to fix the weighting first and make sure you can get as good of a deformation as you can before you do corrective keyframes, because I feel like if you could really end up in the troop of just sort of using corrective keyframes for everything, but I feel that corrective keyframes should really only be used for things that cannot be fixed through weight painting. Because I feel that's like a Pandora's box using keyframing like that, because it could just make things so complicated. Alright, where was I? I need to see my rig, so I just need the FK. There we go. I'm going to turn off the animation for the legs. We don't need that. There we go. So now we can turn the keyframes back on for, well, not the keyframe, the corrective keys for this. Oh yeah, also, I wanted to demonstrate this as well, because I was afraid of this would being a problem. So we do have these corrective shape keys, right? I'm just save real quick, because I'm going to make a new file. So what I was afraid of was, in doing these corrective keyframes, I keep calling them keyframes, they're blend keys, these corrective blend keys, and sort of driving them by the rotation of the bones themselves, I was afraid that I would not be able to export these, or would have to do some kind of workaround to force Blender to export them using the NLA editor and whatnot. That's not actually the case. So if I just go into a new file, and I just sort of delete everything, I actually made a test to export this. So I'm going to import from here, and I think it was this. I believe it was. And it should load for us here. Here we go. Yes, this is the animation. So that corrective key on the left arm that you saw, it actually does animate. So if we follow this, we can see that it actually is a part of the action itself, which I was afraid wouldn't be the case, because I've had prior experiences with using blend keys that didn't work this way, and I basically had to pack it into the NLA editor along the same time as the action that was taking place, and that was beans of shit. I did not like that. But it seems if you drive it by the bone itself, that exports with it without any further problems or complications, which is cool. I like that. Very nice. Let's go back to this. All right, and now we're going to begin doing we're going to show how the constructive keys are made. So what we need to do right now is we're going to be working on the rotation of the arm when it's in this position, which if we check the let's see, if we check the transforms, we're currently operating with a X rotation of negative whatever. Basically, this is the X-axis going down. So what we need to do now is we're going to go into here. We're going to go into this, and I'm going to be giving these shape keys a specific name. We're going to have a prefix of core, because that is going to stand for corrective. This is just for organizational purposes. Then we're going to call it arm.L, because that's the bone we're using. And we're going to do colon X minus, because this is the X-axis in the negative direction. I'm going to go and do this a little bit. There we go. So now what we need to do, first we need to enable it by setting the value to 1. And now what we're going to do is we're going to start to actually work on it. If I can go by seams and just hide that. There we go. So what we need to do is we need to go into sculpt mode, and we need to basically pull the shirt out so it's no longer clipping with the body. We're trying to make this correction. Oh, oh, good thing. Let me lock these. Once we're done with the shape keys that we're working on, we want to lock them. Otherwise, you'll end up causing problems by editing shape keys that already exist. And once you add information to the shape keys, there's no way to take them away, really, as far as I'm aware. You would basically have to restart if you went too far in and couldn't undo out of your changes. So that's kind of beans of shit, but that's just kind of things you got to worry about. You got to make sure that you don't do that. So now we're just going to go through and we're going to pull our vertices out of the character's body and try to remove all of this sort of clipping that we have going on here. Start pulling this out. Yeah, there's some annoying things here with the way that it's being triangulated. It's splitting it this way as opposed to this way. There we go. So that's for the shirt. Let's pull this down. Why not? Got a little bit more in the chest here. Pull that out a little bit more. There we go. So I think that's good for the sleeve. Now well, the chest piece. Now we need to work on the sleeve. Do that. Select by seams. There we go. Now we need to work on this. And there we go. Sculpting. Now we need to sort of begin to pull this out and down away from the body. Let's see if yeah, there we go. If we just control click with this, we can start pushing it out. There we go. We just kind of need it to be generally correct because, again, we're going to mask the body underneath of it out once we're actually done with it. So let's bring that back. I think we can do a little bit better right there. Let's see here. If I can bring that out. Come on now. There we go. And then let's grab the pinch, maybe. There we go. Oh dear. Let's pull that out a bit more. Oh wait, I still have the pinch tool. There we go. There we go. Great. So now we have the corrective shape, what we need. However, it is not being driven by the bone, which is, well, what we want. And honestly, it kind of seems to work even without it, just visually, but there's some information that we don't want. Just, shoop, there we go. What we need to do now is we're going to need to add a driver to this corrective shape. So we're going to go and hit add driver, and we're going to, let's see here. I believe we're going to do a scripted expression. Let's just keep it on var. Uh-oh. There we go. We're going to have var, and we're going to need to target the armature that we are going to be trying to pull the information from. So we need the character. Uh-oh. Character armature. We're going to need the bone that we're using. So this is the deformation upper arm. That's this bone right here. And there's a couple of ways that we can do this. What I was doing earlier is basically I was taking the rotation, its current rotation. Oh, speaking of which, it needs to be, when we're targeting the X rotation in quaternion based on local space. There we go. So now we're taking the we're taking its current rotational value, which in the x-axis appears to be negative 0.491. So what I was doing originally, I was just taking this and multiplying it by some value of negative 2.1, and then kind of just sort of ironing in just a little bit. Like, say, something like that would work. So then when I rotate, the value slowly kind of comes in based on that small equation that we gave it. However, we don't really need to do that. There's another way around doing that. So we'll do that. And what we can do is if we go and hit open driver editors, we get this here. And this will show a good amount of things going on. So it's a little annoying that actually I can just do this. There we go. Now we no longer see them. So what we're seeing here is we're seeing the sort of visual representation of everything going on with the driver. So as the arm rotates down, this is sort of the correlation of the value that's being driven. So basically it has to rotate up before it ever reaches a correct value, but we don't want that. So let's see here. How would I best do this? I did just recently figure this out. So I'm gonna play with the values here just a little bit. So if I drag this up, there we go. Yeah, so if we set that there and set this there. Okay. So the red dot basically corresponds with... I forget. I watched a video on this recently. I don't remember what the red dot means. I think that's where the current value is. I think. So if that's correct, then the driver is currently outputting a value of... It's currently outputting a value of, I believe... 1.5. That's not what we want. I mean, it's showing right here it's outputting a value of negative 4.91, but that's not true because the actual value here is being displayed as 1, and that's being clamped. Yeah, see? So it's outputting a value of 1.45. So we need to basically bring this dot back in to about... We need to bring it to here. Bring it to a value of 0, 1. And how am I going to do that? I believe we go to F-curve, because we want this one here. And we're going to need to adjust. So let's bring it... Oh, that's the... Uh-oh. Let's undo that. There we go. I think that would just work, right? So now it's outputting a value closer to where we would want it. Yeah. Yeah, we just gotta adjust this here until we hit 1. We don't even need to be all that precise. So now, if we rotate up, it should begin to go towards 0. Now the problem seems to be is it adds this value after we go beyond, what's it now? Yeah, we're now in the positive, but we need this to, stop. So I think we need to bring this back up. So this is at a value of what? X is... I'm trying to do the driver method as I saw because I thought it was really cool. Okay, this here is the value of X is 0, and the driver is outputting that. There, okay. So this needs to go down. There. Now let's go back to here. Now it is not outputting 1. Okay. Okay, where is this? That's the... Yeah. Okay, so I think what would make this easier is we need to put it on this. So... There we go. Now we put that on 1. Okay, that's how we do it. Okay. And then if we go back to here where X is 0, check this. That needs to be 0. This needs to be set to the frame of this. So if we grab that, there we go. And it needs to be a value of 0. There we go. All right, that should be the way to do it. So that's the less mathematical way to do it, of, taking the quaternion value and multiplying it by some given value to flip it into 1, basically normalizing it. And this is using the driver, which admittedly was a little bit more complicated, but it was just because I don't really know how to use this thing all that much. So there's that. But that is how we can do that. And now we need to work on the X rotations because those do not work good. As we can see, once I increase the value of that, once we see this right here, so they'll rotate forward and the entire shirt will clip into his body like so. So we need to update these values here. We're going to need a corrective key for arm.L. X, I believe, well, Z is positive here. I believe that's what this value is. Ah, no, that's a negative Z value. All right. Ah. There we go. So we need to begin working on that. I think I'm going to truncate this a little bit more by removing the spaces. So if I shrink the property panel a bit, it doesn't, or remove all the information I'm trying to see. There we go. There we go. All right. Now let's get working on this. So we're working. Let's keep those next to each other. So the right arms will be with the right arms, and let's set this to a value of 1. Let's get working on this. All right, so we're just gonna have to pull this stuff forward. Let's see here. Can I just draw it out? There we go. That works. That seems to be pretty good. Don't see any clipping. Smooth it a little bit. There we go. Oh, just a little bit. Let me grab that real quick. There we go. Now let's try to do this faster than we did previously. All right, so we'll do add driver, keep a scripted expression. Actually, we don't even really need a scripted expression. We'll just do averaged values. Character armature. This is mech. Deformation, mech, upper arm. We're doing the X rotation, quaternion space, local. And we'll open the driver's editor, which is over here. All right, so our current value is there. We want it to be 1. But first, we need to set this to have the same vertical keyframe as that. So let's bring this there. Let's see here, 0.5, I think. No, that's not it. A little bit bad. It doesn't need to be exactly perfect, but it needs to be close enough. And then we have the... We'll see where that stands once we move this back. So we bring this back to there. Normalized value. This should go to 0. There we go. And it would seem it did. I believe so. Just about 0. I think that's good enough. I think it's ever so slightly off. If I did like 0.1, like 0.1, yeah, even that. We'll just bring the value down just a little bit. There we go. Doesn't have to be perfect. It just needs to obfuscate the clipping. So just like that. All right. There we go. We can do a little bit more, it seems. I missed some. There we go. Oh wait, I need the mechanical one. There we go. Let's see here. Do I want to tuck up a little bit when I do that? I could. turn this on. Maybe I want to make sure I have the right thing as opposed to that. I was about to... Actually, I might have sculpted the mechanical arm a little bit. Let's undo that a little bit to make sure that doesn't happen. And let's kind of push this in a little bit. There we go. Let's touch this up just a bit. There we go. All right, so now the x-axis, I think, should be good. Or at least the negative x-axis should be good. Oh crap, I just clicked on something. What did I do? There we go. All right. So now we're going to need to do that with the left side. So we go to here. And let's lock what we just done on the right side. And that. Make sure everything that we are working on, we want to make sure that it's nice and locked. Otherwise, we might end up causing problems. Don't want to overwrite what we just did. Blender has a knack for doing that. Rather frustrating. Alright, now let's go here. Yeah, that's where it is. That's the maximum point that we want. Set that to 1. Pull that a little bit, pull that a little bit. I think now's the time for pinch. Okay, pinch that in towards itself, or not. There we go. Seems good. How's the underlying? I think we could push that in towards itself a little bit more. Uh-oh, I think I manipulated the underlying mesh. At least body underneath, I meant to say. Just gonna push that in a little bit. There we go. All right. I think to save myself some time, what I'm gonna do is this. I'm just going to copy this driver. We're gonna paste it here. Edit it. Let's change this to the X rotation. And let's pull this up. So at the moment, this side anymore. Wait. We don't want to see it, so there we go. So at the moment we have a value at 0. Let's set this key. We want this driver here to have a keyframe value of so you know, why don't we do this? Let's set this to the driver's view. There we go. Now we can see a little bit more of what's going on. And we can swap between them when we need to. So at the moment it has a value of that, but we want it to be a value of 0. Go. Set this value to 0. There we go. And now we go to here. And how am I going to do this? Doesn't seem to be behaving the way that I was expecting it. Oh, it's set to location. Ah, jeez. That's why it's not doing anything. Of course. All right. Well, now that we've figured that out, we're more on the way to where we need to be. So here we are. We had a value of 0. That's good. And then we go to here. This needs to be a value of 1. Alright, so the keyframe needs to go to about... Uh-oh. Needs to be in line with this red dot there. And then we need to bring it up to a value of 1. We're close enough. And now as we move back, there we go. Good stuff. Of course, that has to do with the clavicle bones being positioned in a very strange way. So all in all, I think this works good. We're also going to have to pay attention to with the Y rotation as well. So that's going to cause problems at some point here soon too. But Z-axis works. The corrective keys there, I think. I think I might need to... I might go a little bit further than I currently am. Let's see here. So where are we currently? That's where that is. There we go. So now, yes, okay. We need to go a little bit more to get it to that point where it's at 1. Where is that? A little bit further. About right there. Good. Let's touch up on this just a bit more. Matter of fact, let me update this to the animation. Uh-oh. Going in the opposite direction that it should be going. It's set to inflate and it's not doing that. So let's make sure I'm on the... Yes, pause. Yes, that is the right shape key. There we go. If I could just pull that a bit. Alright. I think that's good. I need to go back for the right side because I decided I wanted to have a little bit more influence over the arms rotation. Let's see here. That's locked. This. There we go. Go. There we go. Perfect. Now to get painting. Grab this and pull it out some. Okay, so grab this and pull it this way a bit. Then pull it down. Come on now. I'm getting a bit fiddly with it. Okay, just come down, 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 down. Go down, down. I feel like I'm scolding it like a child. Oh, what in the... Why? Don't... It grabbed the wrong area. Come on now. Okay, I think that's good enough. I was wrong. Alright, let me just grab and pull. This will be better. Okay. Just a little bit of shimmering. If we turn on the mask, I don't think it would matter at all. Yeah. I think a little, this area right here bothers me a bit. Let me double check the mask. Probably necessary, huh? Yeah. Alright, fine. But those are now together, and now I need to go in the opposite direction. So that's that way. I'm gonna go about right there. Now I just need to add the corrective shapes for that. Also, I'm curious if have I done any accidental manipulation of the characters? I don't believe I have. But in case I did, I'm gonna add a shape key for the basis. I'm just gonna lock it so that way we can now no longer edit the character's form or whatever. Yeah. There we go. Sorry, I was messing with my stream. It said I was offline. I had to refresh to make sure that wasn't the case. Okay, so now we should now no longer be able to. Yeah, I'm now no longer able to edit the character's mesh, which is good because I don't want to accidentally, sculpt him like I have been. All right, so now we're gonna go with 2 more of these. So we're gonna do this, but this is X positive, well, Z positive, and this will be Z positive as well. There we go. Now let's move this back up there to that. And to save me some time, I'm gonna copy these drivers. They're basically the same. They're using the exact same kind of math. The only difference is that we are now going in the opposite direction. So let's see here. This, and we need to figure out where do we go to get this to be positive. So the current juncture. Okay, good. Just wanted to make sure that we were correct. So let's turn this off and then this off because we're working on this. So it seems that we're going in the opposite direction from where we're wanting to go. Let me bring this to a keyframe of 1. Set this to 0. There we go. So at the moment, I want that value to be... Let's set that to a value of 1. And let's set this to a value of 0. Okay, so when this is there, this is at 0, yes? Yes, okay. So that's good. But we are going to want this to be at 1, and it is not. Let's bring this up. There we go. Perfect. So now, that's where we are there. Let's do that for the other one now. So this is positive Z on the right arm. I'm gonna just do that as we did before. So we'll set this to a keyframe of 1. Set this, where'd it go? Ah, I'll set that to 0. Technically, this is a Z value of 0, right? Basically. There we go. So there we go. Our value is at 0, but when we there we go. When we're at this, we want this to be at 1. Should work, right? Yeah. So as we follow it, it goes to 0, passes over, and it goes in the opposite direction. Yes. Good. Let's get that key working. All right, so this is positive X, right? That's the one that we were just doing. Yeah. Let's work on the left side first. So I want to pull this stuff out. Let me just inflate these areas to pull them out. There we go. There we go. Pull it out and smooth it. Then we're going to take this, pull that up. Then let's smooth the arm right here. All right. I think that's good. We can lock that, and we go over here to the right side now. Try to pull this out and smooth it up. being a bit feisty. Get in here. This side's obviously going to cause a lot of problems for a lot of reasons. I think I've pulled it out enough where I can work with it a bit easier now. I think so. Maybe the elastic deform would be a bit better here. It means that. Come on now. Just want to pull this little area out. Okay, it's Alright, how's that compared to the deformation of the arm? Or the mechanical arm underneath? I think it follows it pretty decently. How's it look in motion? Pretty good. Now we're on the Y rotations. That's gonna be fun. Overall, I think it's starting to look pretty good. Of course, this is only just the shoulders, which admittedly is often where a lot of the problems tend to happen. There's also the lower legs that I'll need to work on. Well, not the lower legs. The legs, upper legs. Because where it bends, if I enable these, the belts tend to not really follow. Yeah, that's from the legs right now. So we'll probably need to do a little bit of editing with the legs. I was doing a bit of weighting earlier off stream where I was, the belt was being influenced by the leg and it was stretching. Yeah, you can see it on this side. So if we bend it on this way, we can see the belt kind of stays where it's supposed to be. But we look on this side, the belt will deform with the legs and kind of follow it that way, which is not what we want. It's supposed to stay put. Because, well, leather shouldn't be that stretchy. But let's now work on the Y rotations. Okay. Positives go first, then this goes, let's put them in between the Z axis, because X, Y, Z, or, you know, that's how it should go. X positive, Z positive. Yes, that's right. All right. Make sure we lock that one. Good. I think I need to take a quick break, just real quick. I will be right back. Why does Streamlabs keep doing that? It's like removing all the UI. The hell? Alright, 1 sec. I'll be right back. Alright, I'm back. Okay, let me swap back to console capture. And now we need to work on getting this correct. So that should be a Y value of 0. So let's set up the drivers now. I'll just copy paste these. Okay, edit. We need the Y rotation. Damn it. There we go. Those are basically the same. Well, actually, hold on. So this will... There we go. apparently this is not... This rotated ever so slightly, apparently. Even though it says, yeah, quaternions are set to 0. Alright, that can be fixed, it's fine. Let's start with the... what direction is this rotating? Positive Y. Positive Y direction. Alright. What? This current juncture, we should have a value of 1. So this is the left arm in the positive Y direction. Okay, let's set that to a keyframe of 1. Set this to a keyframe of 0. And value of 0. And this should be at... There. Perfect. So that should be... Yes, good. Now we need to do that over here. So that is the positive Y direction for this, yes? Ah, this is the negative. Is that? I suppose, right? So if this rotates that way, I suppose it is rotating in the opposite way over there? Yeah, okay. That was correct. So this, well, it already is a value of 1, it would seem, but does it... Okay. So at this juncture... Okay, this is the left arm. We need corrective arm Y, negative Y, yes. So at the moment, it has a value of that. That needs to come down. There we go. And then here at that value, this needs to where's the other one? This handle? Okay. Yeah, we'll just bring this down. So that should be a value of 0 now, or pretty damn close. There we go. All right. Now we need to go in the opposite direction. So now we're dealing with negative Y on the left arm. Actually, to make this easier, I should somewhere in the halfway point. There we go. So now I can just cycle between the two. So at the moment, Y negative that, this needs to be here. And then when we come down, Oh, that skipped all the way to the end. That's... No, that's not what we wanted. Alright. Good. If I pin these and move off elsewhere, can I still... No, it will not let me do that. Okay. Shame. But those two are... Well, the left side's now done. Now we gotta do the right side. Okay, so... We're moving in the positive Y direction now for the right side. So... Corrective value RY1, yes. And it seems that we're going in the negative direction. All right, let's set this to 1, set this to 0, set that to 0, and set this to 1. There we go. This needs to go up. That's pretty good. Alright, so we are at 0, and then as we go, it goes and goes. It goes linearly to there. Yeah, if we didn't want it to apply linearly as it goes like this, what we could do is we could manipulate the handles for this. But I would probably, what I'd have to do is basically bring this to here. That selection to, how would I do that? Cursor value to selection. Damn it. I'm trying to remember how I bring this to there. I believe selection to nearest, selection to current frame, and then selection to current value. Yes, there you go. That's basically how that would happen. That should be the same, effectively, as it was. But now... there. That's basically the same. Now let me go back, because that's where it was. And that's at a value of basically 0. I think we'll move it up just a bit. There we go. Now let's start getting fixing. So we are on the... Let's start with the left arm first. So left arm, Y positive. Y positive. Let's get this sorted. Basically kind of need to counter rotate where we just were. basically the idea is we kind of needed to counter rotate the vertices to counteract the effect of what the weighting did. Touch there. See a little bit of clipping, but that's from the linear sort of interpolation of the weighting. I suppose we could experiment with having it apply sort of not as linearly. So that's why. I was looking at the wrong view. I was like, why is it going negative? That's not how it's supposed to be. So around right here where it's doing that, if we didn't do we can see how it changes the influence of how it is, you know, added. I don't really feel that all that's particularly necessary, if I'm being honest. It's only a minor amount of clipping. Might be able to fix it just a little bit too if I... could just take this and sort of lift it up a little bit. Yeah, see, that fixed it a little bit. Do a little bit more. Yeah, the arms shouldn't come out like that. Those need to come out more. Because it's like pinching inward as it rotates like that. And that is not the way that that should go. That should stay out like that. If I disable that, can I? I can. Yes, that's what it looks like that. Let's pull this area out a bit more. take a look at it from this side now. I think we're good. Cool. Now let's check out the negative y. I think it might be reaching the y value too quickly. So this is this view. That's what we need. No, I think it's getting there on time. It's just let's look at something else instead. Okay. So at this frame, why don't I make markers? I could probably work with this, so that way I don't have to It works if I'm over here, at least. Let's lock the positive y. And let's get to work. So left arm. We want to bring these areas out. Uh-oh. We gotta go against the rotation that we just made, so I think, let's see here. I think this needs to rotate this way. Yes. Let's set this to smooth instead. There we go. Okay. Uh-oh, I didn't mean to sculpt down there. Okay. Okay, this part of the shoulder is coming out too much. We need to bring this out this way. Yeah, it's kind of going inward. That's what we do not want. Try to restore that sort of volume that we had. We gotta restore that. Not there just yet. A little bit more. A little bit of clipping. It'll be fine once we take the mask off. It's okay to have just a little bit, because the shirt covers basically the entirety of this character's body. And if we wanted to have a version of him where he doesn't have the shirt, we would just make a new model or a new version of this. And we'll just use the same rig too. So. I also have to go and make the corrective shape keys for the upper arm on the character's body as well, because that twisting is happening on here as well. And we're not, you know, correcting for it, because the arm should not do that. Yeah, that should not happen at all. We bring this back. Let me kind of reference myself here real quick. So if I rotate my arm like that, I think the bicep is rotating up a bit too much. Let's try to... Okay, yeah, that is where the elbow should be. Okay. I was looking at the crease in the arm right there. I'm like, is that right? I don't know. No, I think it is. Okay, I think the entirety of the left arm is good. So we'll just lock that now. There. Let me add a marker. Now let's get correcting this. Great. So I believe this is the negative. Yes, that is the negative value. Yep. Grab that and pull. I think I might just sort of undo the entire rotation for this area here. Start smoothing these areas, and then yep. Okay. How does it look without? Okay. Yeah, we're going to need to bring some of that back down. There we go. Okay. I think this might have gotten a bit too closer to the arm. Let me kind of pull this and play with it a little bit. There we go. Yeah, we're gonna have some linear interpolation there as it gets a bit close. But not too bad. Again, if we turn the mask on, probably add a little bit more to the mask value here. That, or I can add a little bit more to this as well. Or does that clip happen anyway? About right there. Pull that out a bit. There we go. I do think I still want to add a bit to the mask. Let's see here. Turn that on. We're using clothing mask. Okay. Go. That should help. All right. Now we gotta go into the negatives. To make it more obvious, let's turn the mask off again so we know where our problem areas really are. And then we're going back shape keys. We just finished the negative, and we're going to work on the positive Y now. Yeah, like select that ring. And let's go to here. Pretty sure that's the right way I want it to rotate, right? I think. Not sure. Hey, stop tearing up my chair, girl. Stop that. Okay. Definitely need to pull this stuff out. It's all causing problems. Let's worry about getting the volume correct first before we worry about getting the rotation correct. All right. Okay. That seam is way out of line. This needs to go all the way back here. Let's fix that real quick. I did just notice that the seams on the arm there also go a little cattywampus. Let's start pushing that in a that way direction. Alright, I think that's good. Let's save this real quick. We'll just do that to sort of save our data there. Make sure it's false users, so that way we don't lose our stuff. And we'll just get rid of it. And now let's sort of play around with that. I think that's good. Let's turn the clothing mask on. I think that should look good. Ah, didn't turn it on for this, though. There we go. I think that looks pretty good for the way the arm should deform. I might have to, actually, you know what? I think I'm going to apply the subdivision surface for this now, finally. I think it's time we actually do that. And now we're going to add this set of vertices to the clothing mask. There we go. Now we shouldn't have any more clipping. I think that looks good. Okay. How do the elbows look? The elbows, they crunch in. Right. I think it's time to add a new corrective shape key. So, with that in mind, fortunately, we only need to worry about this on one bone, because the other arm does not even interact with it at all. Look at that. Rolled up sleeve, hell yeah. And then we'll just do this, bring that out there. Pull out a shape key. I didn't have that foresight. Should have made sure that we used better names, because arm is not appropriate, because there are 4 bones in the arm that controls the deformation. So this is the upper arm. All these are part of the upper arm bone. Upper arm, just that. The secondary upper arm bone's upper arm 0.001, so if I wanted to specify that bone in particular, that's exactly what I'd have done, but that is not the case. There we go. All right, so now we'll do correction lower arm dot L X positive, I believe is what I need. I believe that is the direction that is going. Yes, yes it is. Okay. Let's do that. I think that is the most extreme that I think the arm could get. So now, you know, why don't we do this? We'll just copy the driver from, wait, this one. We'll copy this one. There we go. So now we need to go in edit mode. And at the moment, yes, this one. So at the current juncture, I don't know where the variable is. There, okay. Well, that needs to be positive. That needs to go to 1. Do that. Actually. There we go. So at this point, the arm needs to be at a value of 0. It's currently at a value of 1. So this needs to be at a value of 0. All right. And then at this point, this needs to be at a value of 1. Ah, I'm dumb. I forgot a very important thing. I forgot to change the driving bone. Damn it. There we go. Okay. All right, selection of current frames. Selection to, fuck. Selection of cursor value. There we go. Is there a, hold on. Handles. I think I want to do this. So this, so if I hit this and hit Shift G, wait, Control G, my bad. So that's what that does. Is there a Alt G? What does Alt G do? Whoopsies, that's Windows G, my bad. Windows G does nothing. Well, if Control G sets the it was supposed to set it. What happened? It's not working anymore. Yeah, Control G should well, now it doesn't work. Matter of fact, a lot of nothing is working. There we go. Ah, so it snaps to those, not the handles. Okay. Well, I think there should be a hotkey that does the opposite of that, which is move everything towards the cursor. So what we'll do is selection to All right, yeah, so selection to... That's the current frame, right? This line right here. Let's do this. So key, snap transform, snap to current frame. We'll make a hotkey for Alt-G. And then selection to cursor value. We'll do that as well. Alt-G. There we go. Kind of works. It's not exact. It doesn't do decimal. Huh. Well, it's close enough, right? Where was I going with this again? Okay, so at here, this needs to be 1. Alright, so set this to 1. There we go. That is, I believe, where it needs to be. Just about. And here, this should be at a value of 0. It's currently set to 40. Well, 0.4 or whatever. This... Yes, that needs to come down. There we go. Bring that up just a bit. There we go. So as that goes, that reaches that point. Yes. So now let's actually manipulate this. We need to be on the right. We need to be on the right shape key. That's, I think, the first order of business. There we go. All right. Hell do I got selected? How's that fall off working? That's weird. Alright, set this to sculpt. No, that might be. Okay, so as this goes up, it's more and more like that. Let's 1 second. Do that. Pull that up a bit. Okay. think that's fine. Probably better to see it faster in motion. Don't think that's good. Second, just sort of smooth that a bit. That's not good either. Bring these out like that. Oh, wait. Okay, for a second I was like, what the fuck? Okay. Alright, let's go and check the... Let's play with this to make it less linear. I think here is where we want to do some finagling. think I've pushed it too far one way. Yeah. Okay. I think I've put too much. Yeah, let me just do this again. We'll start over. We'll just delete this old one. Copy the name first and start over. So the idea is to basically reduce this elbow crease because it's kind of ridiculously what's it now? It's a bit too much. The crease is way too much. So how do I need to do this? I think I probably need to pull so when it's at the maximum there, that's where all that is. And I'm thinking, I don't think this needs to start applying until it is right here. So this is where it needs to start applying. Yeah, so let's get rid of that. There we go. So that should make that a value of 0. And then from here is where we start to get the value that we're looking for. Okay. definitely... We need to bring the elbow back out to here. Because that's where the elbow's bending. And then we need... Probably need to start applying it here, actually. Alright, so then... There we go. The elbow shifts into place. And I need this set of area right here, I think. Because these need to be less inverted like this. I think I'm going to do that by... I'm going to push that in just a little bit. And then these areas here... part of the... I think that helps part of the issue, but it needs to probably come up that way. No, wrong way. I think this needs to come down more. This needs to come this way more. Okay, I think this side should be squishing more. Because I think there's a bit more give in this area. So let's sort of squish this area. And bring this area back out. There we go. I think now we're getting somewhere that's a bit better. Soften that area just a little bit. Hi, girl. soften that a bit. Okay, I think we're on the right track, but this area is crushing in when it shouldn't because, well, it's not something that is soft, and it's not being affected by the upper arm, so we're going to need to fix that real quick. Okay, here to there, that's what I need. Okay, well that gives me a basis of where I know I need to be. Okay. So bring this area back this way. This area right here needs to be adjusted now. Maybe start here instead. that should be fine. Take a look at this in render mode if it doesn't crash. Thank you. It's making me nervous for a second. Alright, so if we go to Bone Manager, I'm going to play around with the IK for a bit. Where's the space? Oh, I have to be in pose mode. That's why. That's why I couldn't see it. There we go. That seems to look pretty good. Okay, how would it look with that turned off? Be a little bit less sharp. There's a lot of work to be put into this damn thing. Oh. Okay. I remember I started rigging to take a break from texture painting, and boy howdy, do I want a break from rigging. But fortunately, I think we're just about done for whatever other possible rigging bullshit I could ever need. So that's good. I think most things look pretty good. Yeah. This right here is an instance of needing to use the clavicle bones, because the clavicle bones are pretty important for the deformation of the arms themselves. There we go. Beautiful. And why don't we, let's see here, just to double check to make sure that our stuff works good. Let's do, I believe, what was it? Waiting demo, yes. So we should be able to export this, and it should work. Just to want to double check to make sure we're all good. Let's see here. We would be, that would probably be fine. It'll export him in that position. Yeah, we'll do that. So we'll select all of him. Then we'll do export. Let's start to demonstrate this. So we'll do exports. I'm going to get rid of both of these. I'm going to set up my normal one that I would use, and this would be with we'll do that with corrective keys. That's what this will be. So we'll export this and give it a second so it does its thing. So I imagine this still should work. I don't see why it wouldn't. But once it's done, I'll do an exported version with the corrective keys disabled to show that it does in fact work. Because that is, damn it, fucking Streamlabs is driving me crazy. I have no idea what its problem is today. Still loading. It's exporting a lot. Yep, there it went. Okay, good. Now, all we gotta do is we gotta go in here, and we're just going to disable all the corrective keys. And I'm pretty sure, when we play this out, oh yeah, that's right. We had I didn't turn off the mask. I'll turn the mask back on. Actually, no. You know what? That's a bit of an unfair bias. We'll turn it back on. There we go. And then we'll export this again. FBX. And we'll do without corrective keys. And make sure we're on the same settings.
Give it a hot minute. Let it do its thing.
Let's see here. I'm probably gonna go after this. I need to eat, and I'm probably gonna need to be getting ready for something as well, so we'll just vibe out on the rest of the Pizza Tower OST, and that'll probably be it. There it goes. Alright. Let's get back to here. Turn all these keys back on. There we go. Make sure we're good, and then we'll just go into here and make a new one. So now let's go and import what we just did. So in exports, we'll first load the with corrective keys. It should take a hot minute. There we go. We'll just move him just over here. We don't need this. Let's get this gun out of here. And then we will import the other one. So this will be the one with, which one was this? Was this with or without corrective keys? I don't remember. We'll just start again. What the fuck is this? That's teeth bone shapes, huh? 1 second. I think I can import both of them at the same time. I think I can import both. We'll see if I can import both. It looks like it. Yes. Yes, it did. That's gun armature. Get that out of here. All right. All right, so we now should be able to see a difference between the two. Admittedly, I don't know which one's which. Okay, that's the blink animation. Waiting demo. Yep, that one has no shape keys corrections. And this one is not behaving at all. Oh, oh, my bad. I'm not sure which one's which. I have to, I need to go in here and clear my. Second. Yeah, there's all kinds of actions that were brought over that I didn't need. Oh, sweet jeez. Holy shit. Oh, man. There's a lot of crap in there. Let's try this again. Okay, first let's import... Alright, we'll import the without corrective keys first. We'll try to do this correctly. Okay, there's that. That's with the corrective keys. And there's a... Ah, shit. There we go. There's a lot of shit in here. Ah, it even imported over the what's it now? The... What was it? The pose library stuff. Yeah, doesn't need that. Ah. Has the blink animation at the moment. So this should be character weight demo. And this should be without corrective keys. There we go. Let me just bring him over here. Or it could just not. That's cool too. Just clear those keyframes and move them over there. There we go. Now let's try bringing over our other one. I swear this works. So this should bring this one in. There we go. And now this. Character weight demo, and there's two of them. And I don't know which one's which. Try that one. Let's try the other one then. Okay. So it has all the keyframes to it, but it's not being weighted. It's not being assigned. I think I have to give it specifically. It's the... What the hell? Okay, shape key. Oh, it's using the one for blank. Okay. Well, that's incorrect. Okay, so this is... Get rid of that. We gotta go into the shape key editor. And this would be... Where is it? I can't find it. God, look at all this crap that just came with it. Oh, this is such a nightmare to fucking search through. Jesus Christ. Ugh. I'll just completely start a new one. Actually, new full blank version. So that way there's absolutely nothing in here. I feel like I'm going crazy sometimes. Like, I know this should work. So this is the one with corrective keys. And when I set the action to the weighted... when I set this to the weight demo... So this is not following that at all. So if I go to shape key, yeah, it's using the key for the blink, which is incorrect. It needs to be using the key for the weight demo. There it is. It works. It's supposed to work. You just had to go. It just has to be set to the specific action that it's for, which is annoying as shit that it did that. But you know, at least it's working. So it was loading the first action in the queue, which was blink. Last time it worked just straight out because I think that was the first action was blink. So it was just whatever. But if we do this again, let's just revert or whatever, or just new full blank. I imagine this shouldn't work. So we import that same file without the corrective keys. Pretty sure it shouldn't come with anything. All right, set this to weight demo. Go into the shape key editor. Still imported with it, even though I had them disabled. That's weird. Well, I guess even if you try to disable it, it'll still export it. I don't know why. I guess it's because it's still a part of... It's being driven by the bones, and that's being exported, and all that shit. Ugh. Sometimes things just don't make sense, and... Well, that's just Blender for you. Blender will just sometimes not make sense. Alright, let's go into the outliner and see what the vest is doing. The vest seems to behave properly, depending upon the rotations so far, so that's good. I'm probably going to need to update that, because they should not be bending in towards the neck like that. The collar would probably be better off folding downward towards the clavicle and stretching that way. And then for that, probably bring them closer together this way. Sort of pinch them inwards. Same for backwards. All in all, I think that's all right. The vest kind of behaves as I would expect that it should. The next hurdle I think I need to tackle would be the legs and how they behave. If I swap to the FK, when the legs bend, the belt behaves in a way that it shouldn't. It stretches. It used to be pretty bad back here, but I took some measures to fix it. I did some better weighting. But still gonna need to do some adjustments. Probably need to weight this area in here to the pelvis, which is, let's see here. Oh yeah, that needs to be weighted to the pelvis for sure, because right there. That, or I might need to just go out of my way and just make the corrective keys right now. Because... I think I might weight this first. So that way it gets rid of this kind of stretching, even though it's not all that bad. The problem is the pocket's just kind of like doing what it wants to do. But then again, I did that on purpose, so. Let's just see what it does when we do some automatic weighting. And how does that behave now? Because I did do some painting. I don't think I really want it to... Yeah. I want to keep it back to the way it was. I'm thinking I want to remove this from the pocket, or from the lower leg itself, and sort of give this to the pelvis. Like this whole general area. So when I move the leg back, it's going to be mostly this area down here, and this will just bulge out with a corrective key. I think that's what my answer is going to be. I think everything else basically works pretty good. Yeah. I think that'll be it for now. I'm kind of getting tired of, working on this for now. I'm probably just gonna go and work on something else for a minute. So I will see you guys later. Let me just, yeah, there we go. All right, see you guys.